Hello, we are here to talk to you about anxious feelings. Now, just a full disclosure, what happens is we cannot make pharmaceutical claims. So we cannot say
No.
anxiety, depression in terms of this stuff. So sometimes in doTERRA world, we almost talk in code because when things are posted on the internet, they have to adhere to those things, but we can't make drug claims.
Right. And we're not giving medical recommendations. We're not treating, curing, all those things.
We're doing none of those things.
We're not doing any of those things.
We're just helping.
We're just helping to give you some options for things that we know you struggle with because we struggle with them too.
And maybe oils can help with that too. So, again, we're talking about these anxious feelings that we sometimes have
occasionally.
Occasional is always a word that we
And
use.
if it's something that you're having on a daily, routinely basis, you should definitely seek professional help.
Okay. So I want to talk like sort of a foundational thing. When it comes to the topic we're referring to, I think there's some things we need to talk about first. Diet, sleep, and exercise. How do those things play into how our mood is?
So for sure. So diet, your food plays a huge part in your mood. You actually have more neurotransmitters in your gut than you do in your brain. So you are connected to your gut. Your mental health is connected to your gut. And so it could be easy, as simple as just taking a food diary. And so you're writing down what you're eating throughout the day, and then you're writing down your feelings. And the feelings you have in the morning when you wake up are usually connected to what you ate the day prior. And so it's just a lot of really good information to help you evaluate what is helpful or hurtful in your body. So that's number one.
Yeah, like how, I don't know why, but it's a thing. If I eat In-N-Out, which is rare, maybe
Rare.
once a year, maybe twice tops, it makes me really angry. Like I get really like jittery and I just like want to like punch a wall. That's how I feel.
Well, and then also if you're having any kind of food sensitivities or food allergies, that maybe isn't necessarily doing a mental thing, but it does affect everything. So I'm sensitive to seed oils. So when we eat out to dinner, there are not very many places that I will eat because I feel terrible after. And if I feel terrible, my body feels terrible, I'm irritable, I'm snappy. And so these things make a huge difference in our day-to-day.
And if you do that day after day after day, you're not giving your body time to recover, then it's just going to build upon itself. The other thing too, when it comes to food, we don't need to get into it in detail, and we'll kind of come back to it in a second, is if you don't eat whole nutritious foods, you're staying alive by feeding yourself calories, but you're not giving yourself the building blocks of what your body needs to function at its premium. So if you don't give your body all it needs, like of course you're gonna have physical issues, of course you're gonna have mental issues. You know, if you you can't put like diesel fuel in a Lamborghini. It's not gonna work. Like it needs that high premium fuel. And I look at the human body very similar to that.
Yeah, food is definitely medicine. So we can, heal ourselves with food, but we can also hurt our bodies with that food.
Well, food is one thing that we can control.
Yes.
There's a lot of other factors that we can't control or only semi-control, but what we put into our mouths and eat, we can totally control that.
Yeah.
Next thing is sleep, and then we go back to exercise.
Okay, so sleep is huge, and there's more and more research being done in the last several years that talks about sleep is the number one. It's like the number one thing you could do for yourself besides some of these other things. If you're not getting sleep, everything else will fall apart, and your food does play into your sleep. It's going to affect your sleep. Your alcohol intake, or if you're having a sensitivity or you're eating late at night, unhealthy food, that's going to keep you awake at night. It's going to raise your heart rate. You're not going to get restful sleep. And so when we don't get restful sleep, right, like lack of sleep is torture, literally. It's like you're drunk. It's really bad. And so these things all play a huge factor in our mental health.
Right. When it comes to food and sleep, what you don't want to do is be working at a deficit and have to compensate for that. You want to try your best to get to like a good baseline, and then you're going to perform better from there. You know, part of sleep, I think too, for a lot of people is what time do you go to bed and what do you do before bed? And I know a lot of people go to their phones. I'm not immune to that, but scrolling until late at night and then watching a show, and then you got to get up early and do the rush of the day, you're not setting yourself up for success.
Exactly.
And then exercise, of course, we want to, you get endorphins from exercise, right? Yeah. So that's big on your mental health, but there's something about, again, taking control, getting on top of things. We like to exercise in the morning.
Yes,
get the blood flowing. It just helps pull me out of whatever fog. I mean, we do drink coffee, but it does help me just kickstart my day in a really positive way. And obviously exercise has more benefits than I just mentioned.
Well, right. And when you're strengthening your body, like your muscle is actually the largest organ in your body, not your skin. And so when we're preserving muscle and we're strengthening muscle, it's going to have, you know, this cascading effect on all other areas, on sleep, on mental health, on longevity, on everything. And so daily movement, whatever that is really, really important. Even just walking, it just seems so simple, and it seems like you're not really doing anything, but, you know, do a half hour of walking a day and you'll start to see your life transform.
And what I would recommend to you is, we just gave you 3 categories. Make a small adjustment in one.
Right.
Because you can't make over 180 degrees your whole life in all these 3 categories. It's way too difficult. It's one little step at a time. So just focus on one area, get a little better. You're going to gain some confidence. You're going to be like, oh, that wasn't so bad. And then you're going to keep moving on. So that's how, you know, whenever we've been in poor health, that's what we do. We start one little thing at a time, and a few months down the road, you're somewhere.
Right.
So we just talked about diet, sleep, and exercise, but I wanted to go back to diet. One of the things that we can do is, in order to make up for some of the...
nutritional deficiencies are a huge issue in disease.
Here's the problem. I actually didn't sleep very well last night, so my brain isn't sharp. So if I look like I'm laboring, I am, because it's not really working. So these nutritional deficiencies that we don't have in our food, for one reason or another, whether it's due to poor diet, or that the farming isn't the greatest thing for the nutritional benefits of the food, you can use Lifelong Vitality. That's doTERRA's supplement. It's a 3-pack of supplements. Without getting into exactly what it is, it can make up for some of those nutritional deficiencies, so your body's going to perform better. And we've definitely noticed a difference over the years. The people we've had on it, they like it, they stay on it. It really does make a difference.
Absolutely, yeah. And there are some other supplements that can help as well in terms of calming anxious feelings. One of my favorites is magnesium. And so you can't overdose on magnesium. Like, we're so deficient in magnesium. 300 milligrams a day is probably the bare minimum. And then there are days where I will take another 300 milligrams in the middle of the day, or when I'm thinking about it, or morning, noon, and night, to support my body and help me to calm down. And I find that supplement alone is very helpful in feeling calm. Another supplement that I love of doTERRA's is the adaptive supplement. And so this is working on your HPA axis, and it's about stress in your body and cortisol and calming you down. And I find that it has a pretty sedative effect. And so I like to use it at night as a way to support my body in restoring itself. Although some people do use it during the day if they are feeling like things are just a little bit too overwhelming for them.
Yeah, for me, my personal story with it is, I've used it, it does work, it does really, really help. After continued use, I've noticed it makes me a little foggy. I don't feel quite as sharp, more like emotionally. I'm just not quite there, like it does what it does.
Right.
So when I've had really stressful times, I will go to it. Once I feel that that's kind of in the rearview mirror, then I go off of it, because I just haven't felt like I'm quite myself. But I think that's a positive, actually.
I agree. I don't think that every doTERRA supplement is made for us to use every day.
Right.
So they're there for us to pick and choose. And I don't think actually any supplement should, maybe aside from Lifelong Vitality, should you be on, for the rest of your life. Our bodies are constantly changing. We're constantly having different needs. And so using it in that way is appropriate. Another doTERRA supplement that I love is Serenity. I actually use it during the day. It is a sleep. It's meant for helping with sleep, but
whether you're using lavender to help you calm you so that you can go to sleep, or using that, the idea is not to put you to sleep.
No.
The idea is to calm your body, so then you will go to sleep. So during the day, you could just use it to calm yourself.
Right. Yeah.
You're not going to fall asleep at the wheel. It's not Ambien.
Definitely not.
Okay, so now we're going to get into how we use our essential oils to help with these feelings, these occasional feelings that are sort of unpleasant from time to time.
Well, and whether they're anxious feelings or feelings of anger, like the oils can help with all of these things. And the reason why is because essential oils, when we breathe them in, they go to the limbic system of our brain. And it's that part of the brain where we process emotions. So no, oils are not going to eradicate all of your anger or eradicate all of your anxious feelings, by just breathing it in for a second. But they will help to start to change those neurotransmitters in your brain. They will help to start relax you. You will feel a difference within a couple of minutes of just breathing in an oil. So we do that through the diffuser. In our house, I diffuse calming oils basically every day because we're high strung and we need lots of calming oils. We're a highly strung, highly anxious family. And so we all like to be in control and we fight with one another. And so we need things like Adaptive and Peace and Serenity, and the other oils I like that are calming are Malama and Forgive and Huga. And so I put those kinds of things in our diffuser in the morning. But you can also get them, you can have that aromatic benefit even by just putting oils on your skin, because we do have smell receptors on our skin. So behind our ears, over our heart, at night when the kids go to sleep, under the nose.
I'll just put it under my nose. And even if you put oils under your nose and your body adjusts so you can't smell it anymore, it's still there. Yeah. You're still getting the properties, the aromatic benefits of it without being conscious of something, because your body just adjusts quickly.
Right. And sometimes I do that in the mornings when I'm having allergy issues, but you could even use it also for emotional benefits. I just take tea tree and lavender, put under my nose and on the bridge of my nose before I have any coffee, and it just helps to open me up and wake me up and clear out some of that gunk from
Another thing you can do is apply oils to your spine, because your neck, and you have all your neurotransmitters going down there. Something that's very calming is if your kids will let you and you put oils on their backs or something, if you put a hand on the base of their skull and their sacrum, because that kind of bookends the, that part of the what am I trying to say?
The spine.
The spine.
Yeah.
The neurological system.
Yeah. And just hold it there, just light pressure, and just hold it until you feel their body relaxing.
Yeah, and those just kind of sink in.
Yeah.
And then the last one that we were going to talk about is internal. So we're going to talk about all three ways. Internal, one of the ways that I like to start my day is I put a drop of frankincense, and I also put a drop of copaiba under my tongue every single day. Both are going to help with just centering me, grounding me. Frankincense is an oil that passes the blood-brain barrier, so it can affect our brain chemistry in a positive way. Obviously, there's a lot of other benefits with frankincense that I'm taking it for, but we're focused on the emotional well-being right now. And that, I think, has made a big difference. It helps me with my brain fog. Yeah. So those kind of oils are a big difference. Copaiba or copaiba is also good for neurological issues as well.
Yeah, anxiety, anxious feelings. So I do the same thing. I like to take frankincense under my tongue whenever during the day. So one thing you should know about emotions is they might not go away right away. If you're dealing with something, it's not going to disappear over the course of a day. And so you might need to reapply these oils often. And sometimes you might need to pay attention to your body. So like for me, I have a hard time breathing when I'm under a lot of stress, and I have to ask myself, what is it that I'm stressed out about? Because my body will tell me before I mentally can grab hold of what actually is bothering me. And so I like to use oils to help to restore my breathing or to help me to breathe better. But I know it's anxiety. And so I put Forgive a lot on my chest. I like a combination of peppermint and serenity. Those things help me a lot to calm down and to open up my airways. And I might reapply that, and I might do frankincense under my tongue multiple times in a day. It's just what we have to do. But that's part of the benefit of being able to use essential oils, because they're not medication. And so when you're taking a prescribed medication, well, one, it can be abused. You can only take it a certain amount of times a day. It can impact the other areas of your life, like driving a car or engaging with your children. And so even though essential oils might not like give us that, like knock you over the head, you can't feel anything, like if that's what you're going for, but it will help us to relax and be able to engage in our life.
Well, I think that's because we were talking about this when we were preparing. I think you have, in normal society, you have 3 ways to deal with your issues. Suck it up and do nothing, which isn't the best.
Right.
You can self-medicate, so you can drink, smoke weed, whatever you do, and then you can go and get prescriptions, right? People think that those are their only options. There is this 4th option, which is essential oils.
Right. And other natural supplements, other natural alternatives.
Correct. What I love about them is they are safe. There are no side effects. You can constantly use them throughout the day. And to your point, they're not going to knock you back.
Right.
But a lot of times most of us don't need that. We just need something to take the edge off.
Right.
So then we can go ahead and go about our day. And then we can feel, oh, I can take charge of it. So it will take the edge off. And if you need more, you can go back to it.
Right.
And then if that's not enough, you can seek other, either other natural alternatives or more pharmaceutical alternatives, whatever works for you.
Right.
But having essential oils, whether we're talking physically or emotionally, as your first go-to, gives you a natural, safe, powerful option that can be your first line of defense, and then you can explore other things.
Right, absolutely. So we're going to tell you some of our favorites, but there are easy ways to use them: breathing them out of the bottle, putting them on, putting them in rollers. You can make your own rollers. And so this makes it really handy to have in your purse. Just rub it in a little bit, and where you can keep giving yourself the support that you need throughout the day. It's super simple.
So let's talk about some of our favorites that we like to use for anxious feelings occasionally.
So my favorites are Forgive oil and Peace oil, over the heart, behind the ears, and in the diffuser. I also love Peppermint and Serenity combined in the same way, on the back of the neck. Peppermint, even though it is an oil that is stimulating, it also has this opposite effect. And so I find it to be one of the most useful oils, especially if your anxious feelings are presenting themselves in your body as shortness of breath, because it's going to help to open up those lungs. The other oils that I love are frankincense under the tongue, as well as Adaptive Blend in the diffuser or on topically as well.
One of the oils that I start with every day is Balance. Balance has a really calming, grounding effect. It does have blue tansy in there, which is another oil that I go to.
It's a good oil.
It's really, really good. It does make you blue for a little while, and you have to make sure you really rub it in, or else it'll stain your clothes. But that's one that I will go to a lot. I do like Serenity, just straight lavender. Roman chamomile is very calming. I like wild orange and peppermint in the diffuser. I'm enjoying starting my day with Motivate, which is essentially citrus and mint combined with some
basil,
with some other things. Citrus is going to be uplifting. a little trick that I've used is putting lime in my water, because lime does have a more calming effect. It is an In-Tune, which is another oil that I will go to. In-Tune is the focus blend, but it also helps you, it's calming and focusing.
Yes.
It's really a calming and focusing blend. Lime oil, some of the chemical constituents in lime oil, it has like half the limonene that are in orange or lemon, but it has other qualities that are going to help to calm you down. So I like that one. The other one that I like, just because it smells so good, I'm not immune to putting rose under my nose.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because, rose is amazing.
Rose is the best.
It's magnolia.
Oh, magnolia is so good.
It's like happy, and it smells like candy, and there's just something about it.
And it's protective. It helps to protect your energy. It creates boundaries. That I really love that about that oil.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just great. And it is in adaptive. It's one of the oils that are in adaptive. And then this is just one, because I'm just going to say it because I wrote it down. I will use Holiday Peace.
Oh, Holiday Peace. I love Holiday Peace.
Holiday Peace.
If you've got it stocked up.
I bring that up really to show you, like, there's a lot of these oils that maybe you thought are only good for diffusing, but there's no reason why you can't put it on your body. If you like Hygge, put it on, put it on your body. There's a emotional benefit to it. If you like Purify, it's good for negativity emotionally. Put it on your chest. I've used that to much success. So I'm encouraging you to get into your oils, see what's in there. They all have different properties that can be used good for, physical benefit, emotional benefit, and just check it out.
Dilute them if necessary. You can always check your Essential Life book for that, or you can reach out to us. We'd be happy to answer those questions. And just remember, all three ways are going to help you emotionally: aromatically in the diffuser, topically around your face so you can keep smelling them, and then internally is really going to support you from the inside out in calming your body down.
And remember, oils are a tool. They're meant to be used in conjunction. They are a powerful tool, and when we go to a lot, but don't negate like the power of touch, massage, prayer, all these other things to give yourself like a comprehensive home care, everything that you can, and you can use it in conjunction with practitioners if they're willing to work with you with it. And it can really be this beautiful thing, so you get yourself, the best care you can.
Yeah, we even just recently, we had a family meeting, and so I picked Hygge to put in the diffuser because it is a cozy, warming family blend. And so it's so simple to add those touches to the things that you're doing in your home or your needs to be able to get you the result that you're looking for.
Right. I like simple and easy.
Right.